Hello, 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 and we're live. And welcome back to Sorin's journey in Final Fantasy XIV. So, last week we did the... it wasn't last week, it was yesterday. My memory's going more and more every day. But, yeah, yesterday we finished off the tribal quests for A Realm Reborn with the combined quests, which means we're now up to rank 8 with all of them. It did take longer than I expected, which ended up it took the full 2 hours of the stream. So I was meant to get to the Heavensward Paladin quest yesterday, but instead I guess I'll be doing it today. So it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter stream today because I don't think this will take me too long. Normally I have time to do something else as well as the job quests. But no. It being a bit shorter works out for me today. So, oh yeah. This is how we start. Back to New Game Plus. And Heavensward Paladin. Captain Jenlyns, how are things going? Oh, we live in troubling times, Sorin, as you well know. Has something happened? That is why it is more important than ever that the Sultansworn stand ready to serve as the sword and shield of the Sultanate. For a time I feared our order was doomed. Then you helped us restore our good name. Your shining example inspired many young men and women to seek us out. Even as we speak, they train to hone their skills. Well, I suppose I'm glad I could be an inspiration. A few words of encouragement from the famed Free Paladin himself would do much to motivate them further, I should think. Perhaps you would consider paying them a visit at Camp Bluefog. Oh, of course. Oh, sounds like everything's going well here. I still feel I've got more to learn myself, but I suppose no harm in doing what I can to help out. That looks like Sultansworn armor. Hello there. A pleasure to meet you, Sorin. My name is Owen. At the moment, Phyllis and I are conducting drills with the new recruits at the East Watchtower. Phyllis? Oh, wait. She was there during all that business with the traders Spurn and Hildebrand, right? It was a while ago now. I'll be thrilled to see you, I'm sure. Alright. Oh, here's everyone. So, what am I here for? Since we all know you're a man of few words, I thought we might forgo this speech and instead ask you to favor us with a display of swordsmanship. We've laid out bait for the basilisks already, in fact. You need only wait for them to come. Right. Just slay a basilisk. Maybe there's stronger fare about. Right, this one looks a little more powerful. Oh. Back up. Thank you. Was that enough? A truly arousing performance, Sorin. Thank you. It's one thing to talk about proper technique, but an altogether different thing to see it firsthand. I think it's safe to say that the recruits will long remember this day. As will I. Just glad to be of service. Oh. Hello, Mooney. Oh. Yeah, you haven't missed much. Just Sorin showing off to the new recruits. But yeah, something I've only realized this time around is, Phyllis from the Hildebrand questline is here as well. In the group of the... Oh, I don't think she's definitely not a new recruit. She's a fairly experienced Paladin, if I remember correctly. Given that she's the one in charge of kind of their forbidden knowledge. It's very quiet. Just as I say that, I hear birds singing outside. Captain? I've, inspired the recruits, I guess. Welcome, Sorin. I gather the recruits took your lesson to heart. Would that I had some way to repay you? Some knowledge or technique to bequeath to you? I am humbled to admit that there is nothing I can teach you. Really? I suppose maybe all the adventures I've been on already have... maybe I do pick things up a little quickly. All I can offer is my heartfelt thanks. Pray go forth, my friend, and continue to defend the people of Ul'dah and Eorzea at large. I will. Trying to remember who this is. Begging your pardon, Sorin. Oh no, that's the wrong voice completely. Papashan, right? We need to talk. But not here. At the dispatch yard, outside the city. Of course. Wonder what's going on. Always bothers me when there's kind of a unknown character speaking from off screen. It's kind of like, what voice do I give this person? Wonder what this could be about. I know Papashan's part of the Sultansworn, but there may be a neutral voice. But I don't know, sometimes that feels like it can be quite flat. Thank you for coming, Sorin. You must be wondering why I called you here. It concerns Sultansworn, Jenlyns' predecessor. Has something happened? As you may recall, he continues to search for Oathkeeper, the sword stolen from us by the Monetrist's minions. From time to time, he sends me missives, sharing with me his latest discoveries. His most recent one contained a startling claim. He wrote that he had found the sword at long last. But that was some time ago, and he has not contacted me since. I would not trouble Jenlyns with this news. Not until I learn what has become of Sultansworn at the very least. Will you help me find him? Of course. I knew I could count on you, Sorin. For now, all I know is that his last missive came to me by way of Ishgard. Once I learn more, we can begin the search in earnest. Right. From Ishgard? It's certainly been some time since I've been out that direction. Ah, just the man I was hoping to see. I now know where Sultansworn sent his last missive to me. Falcon's Nest, A hamlet in the Curfus Western Highlands. It is there I would have you begin your search. I'm familiar with Falcon's Keep. A lot of things happened there. Reclaiming Oathkeeper would do much to restore the honor of the Sultansworn, but we must not get ahead of ourselves. First, we must find our missing man. Right. Well, I'm attuned to the ether right there, so I'll go ahead and see what I can find. Been a wee while since I've had to bring up the Heavensward list of teleports. Right. Well, a Rogadin in Paladin armor probably isn't something they usually see around here. Excuse me, sir. Sultansworn, never heard of him. We see one of the new craftsmen working with 100 Eyes. Sorry, we see an awful lot of new faces around here. Most don't leave an impression. Other than the heretics and bandits, that is. Right. I guess nothing here, then. Maybe... Don't have fond memories of this building, but... A Rogadin Paladin. Well, I do recall a traveler who spent several days here at least. It's maybe something, but... that might be too vague. Well, if the missive came from here, he has to at least have a contact in the hamlet, if he wasn't here himself. Excuse me, sir. There was a pitched battle the other night, out in the wastes. It involved a rather large man and a party of his fellow heretics, to hear the scouts tell it. Naturally, we chose not to intervene. If they wish to kill each other, by all means. That... maybe... I wouldn't think Paladin... Sultansworn's armor would have him mistaken for a heretic, but... I guess some people in Ishgard do jump to conclusions pretty quickly. The man there mentioned 100 Eyes. Maybe I can find him. He might know something. Something would be better than what I have at the moment. Excuse me, might you be 100 Eyes? Heard you was asking after Rogadin, and in a fashion that might give a man cause to worry. Aye, I knew Sultansworn. Knew, I should say. Older fellow, spent some time chatting with the young blood. He came through, like the rest of us before him, looking for the same thing we all do. Bandits ambushed him in the night, out in the wastes. Buried him with my own two hands the next day, out near Camp Riversmeet. Constant took it especially hard, close as he was to him. Constant? But wait. Sultansworn's dead? I laid him to rest up in the yard up on the ridge by Camp Riversmeet, if you have a mind to pay your respects. Dead? I find it hard to believe he'd be taken down by bandits. As long as he's been out there evading the Sultansworn. Yeah, good old Ishgardian prejudice. You're either with us or you're a heretic. Oh. Sir? Are you okay? These are... Death's Embrace? What are they doing? I suppose if Sultansworn was here... Sir, are you alright? Why are they after this guy? Halone's blessings be upon you, sir. I say, that was a rather frightful experience. Were you a friend of Sultansworn's too? Good. That is to say, my condolences. I knew there had to be others who would want to know. It was the work of Death's Embrace, I'd wager. Those fiends you slew just now were sent by them as well. My kinsmen think them but another band of sellswords or heretics. If only they knew what they were truly capable of. So, Death's Embrace got to him? I don't want to believe it, but if he was getting close to Oathkeeper, then they certainly would go after him. We'd just been quicker, maybe. I can only hope they will heed my warnings this time, if you would excuse me. Oh. Right. Be careful on your way back. Hello? Sorin, this is Papa Shan. Have you found Sultansworn? I found something. God almighty! Slain by Death's Embrace! I heard some of those bastards were still skulking about. I never thought they would try to... Wait. Could it be that they were the ones who held Oathkeeper? And that they killed Sultansworn when he tried to take it back? That's what I was thinking. Ah, damn it all. We've still no answers. Though there is still the boy. Get after him and find out what he knows. Right. You can never hear Papa Shan's name. I'm thinking of Papa John's here. Thousand Eyes had mentioned Constant, who was close to Sultansworn. I wonder if that was him. Maybe he knows what Sultansworn was doing before he... Excuse me. A pleasure to see you again, sir. Was there something you wish to discuss? Well... If you could tell me more about Sultansworn. What he was doing here. Oh, so you're that free paladin Sultansworn told me all about. It is an honor to meet you at last, Sorin. That is, for the second time. My name is Constant. Truly honored, sir. Truly, truly honored. Sorry if I'm a bit out of sorts. It's just... I've been thinking about him a lot. About the day we first met. When he saved me. How his sword gleamed as he danced among the wolves. I begged him to teach me the ways of the Paladin, so I could save others like he had saved me. He must have turned me down a dozen times before he finally relented. Probably because he caught me asking around about Oathkeeper. But I suppose he didn't think I was strong enough to help him reclaim the sword. Why else would he sneak off to challenge Death's Embrace while I was away? Something about that sounds odd. When Jenlyns went off to fight Death's Embrace himself, Sultansworn was the one encouraging me to interfere. Unless he really didn't think Constant had it in him. I should have been there, Sorin. I should have been there. I've decided I'm going to take it back. Oathkeeper, I mean. He said I wasn't ready to wield this soul, but what choice do I have now that he's gone? You want to find it too, don't you? Then help me, Sorin. Please. Of course. At the very least, find out what actually happened here. You will? Alone be praised. You won't regret this. Oh, if Sultansworn could see us now. 2 paladins united in purpose. Well, I suppose it's rather premature for me to claim the title, isn't it? 1 veteran paladin and 1 aspiring paladin then. United in purpose. We shall recover Oathkeeper and bring Sultansworn's murderers to justice. As soon as I uncover new information, that is. Well, I'll wait around then. Can you? What are you trying to see through the fog, my friend? I don't think a telescope helps. I have tidings, Sorin. Hidden among Sultansworn's belongings was a journal, the final entry of which contains what appears to be a map of Gorgagne Holding. He marked a spot near the river, though he did not write why. Yet, considering how devoted he was to recovering Oathkeeper, surely it has some relation. Excuse me? You just realized you should level Sage on your main? Yeah, but possibly. If it's the one you enjoy. I say we sally forth and investigate. We may encounter wild beasts, or worse, of course, but we are well equipped to face them. Well, that is to say, you are. Should we maybe travel together then? I guess not. Right, just the point Sultansworn marked on the map. No sign of anything unusual going on. I suppose if we're going to be following Sultansworn's footsteps, we need to keep an eye out for Death's Embrace. Is this the place? Oh, wait. Those boots. Impressive, eh? It took some doing, but I managed to resize Sultansworn's hollerets. They should afford me excellent protection against, thigh-high threats. Anyway, let's see where this map leads. Oh. Somewhere over yonder, perhaps. Well, I guess I'll have a look. Something buried here. A light catches your eye, and on closer inspection you find a gallant coronet buried beneath the snow. Is this Sultansworn's? You wouldn't normally find something like this just lying around. A trail of blood. Constant? What was it further to the... Oh, Sorin. Find anything? I found this. I think it's Sultansworn's. Sultansworn's coronet. Then he did come here. There was a trail of blood as well, you said. Let's follow it and see where it leads. Seem to be going west. What is this? Blood? Looks like it. It seems to lead toward the Dusk Vigil. Is this a trail Sultansworn left, or... someone he fought? I think it's taken us westward. Seems to be. Constant? Death's Embrace. We are in the right place. You okay? Of course. Death's Embrace. They must have made camp here. Sultansworn learned of it. Wait, was that movement just now? To the west. We cannot let them escape. Constant. Get a little nervous when he runs off alone. I can't have gone too far. He just doesn't seem quite experienced enough to defend himself. More Death's Embrace. At least I found him before they got to him. End of the road. They don't seem to be carrying Oathkeeper. Well, if nothing else, we can at least bring them to justice for their countless other crimes, and ensure that they harm no more innocents. To arms, Sorin! For justice! For Sultansworn! Right. I thought the coronet would help, but that speech still felt rather uninspired. Fighting's not about speeches, Constant. Your chicanery ends here! Wait, is chicanery the word I want? This one's a little tougher. Royalist dogs! My Void Scent will feast on your souls! Void Scent again? Void Scent? I'll focus on the mage. Take care of that thing, would you? Seen that trick before. Oh, you'll pay. Don't think you won't pay. Another one. I suppose the last one did that as well. Where did that one come from? Third grimoire. There we go. Definitely tougher than the last group we fought. Still not too much of a threat. Constant, how are you holding up? Did we win? I mean, by the fury we won! That villainous scum will prey on the weak no longer. Pity they didn't have Oathkeeper. Well, all in a day's work for a pair of paladins, eh? Back to Falcon's Nest for a well-earned rest. And far enough away, I think I'll just teleport. It's like the far corner of the map. Good to see he made it back okay. But he can kind of hold his own. Well, or at least it won't be long before he can. The wheels of justice are slow to turn, as we know all too well. Even Sir Emmerich, who they say cares deeply for the welfare of every Ishgardian, even he is bound by bureaucracy. It all comes back to the war in the end. If it's not heretics or dragons, well, you know how it is. And the Forelands, well, if you head that far west without enough hired help, you've no one to blame but yourself for what happens. So when my mother's caravan was raided on the road to Tailfeather, I was resigned to never knowing who to blame. Until Sultansworn told me all about Death's Embrace, and I realized they were the ones responsible. For that and many other attacks. They chose their targets with care, preying on those who wouldn't be missed, save by their equally powerless friends and family. But everyone deserves a champion. Even the least among us are worth saving. I don't know if the remaining members of Death's Embrace have Oathkeeper, but even if they don't, it is our duty as Paladins to stop them. That's what Sultansworn would say were he here, right? Right. That's... Nope. Coring Blade. Oh, yeah, definitely a skill I wasn't using during that quest. I'm sure Sultansworn would agree. Even to people who normally couldn't afford it or don't have the power for it, need someone standing up for them. Curious tidings, Sorin. Not long ago I received word from an acquaintance of mine, Grimold, who claims to have in his possession a missive written by Sultansworn and addressed to me. He insisted that I come collect it from him in person in Tailfeather, and since we haven't any leads in our search for Oathkeeper, I see no reason to deny him. Let us be off then. A letter from... Was this just... Did Sultansworn leave it predicting he was going to die, or... I wonder why it's only getting to... Why Constance's only getting word of it now? Excuse me. I appreciate you coming all this way, Constant. I know it must seem a little odd. Sometimes we forget that there are moves we have. Oh no, my point was, apparently Sorin only just learned Goring Blade, but I was making active use of it during the quest where I was supposed to not have it. Frankly, it's been strange from the start. Who sends a missive with provisions when we've got Moogles running about who can do it far faster? Not to mention the fact that bandits have been raiding caravans to Tailfeather for weeks. If it weren't for them moving on, this latest shipment would have likely never arrived. Any road. From what I can tell, it was languishing in someone's storeroom for a while. Better late than never, though, eh? What's your friends wish that you come all this way? Read it for yourself and you'll see. Oh, you're about to kill Final Fantasy 16 in the effort? I need to get to that, to do those quests at some point. I left you a gift near the 100 Froze. Take it and become the man you are destined to be. Oh, curious fellow, this Sultansworn. Any road, if I were you, I'd head north and find whatever it is before someone else does. My thanks, friend. I shall do just that. Let's head towards the Froze and see what we find, Sorin. Right. From the sounds of it, yeah, if that letter was just lying around. Free glam, a mount you can pet, and a pupper minion. Yeah, I know there's nice stuff in it. I just... I've not been... My fixation hasn't been on Final Fantasy in my free time recently. Which is why I'm still level 79 as Paladin. I should be 80 by now. It should be around here somewhere. Oh. Let's split up and investigate. Well, maybe just not stray too far in case something happens. Oh. Hold up. This seems a little out of place. Did someone drop it, or is this what we're supposed to find? Yeah, now you better understand fixation. Yeah. It's kind of like, I want to play Final Fantasy. I know I've got stuff I want to do in it, but at the same time I just kind of, whenever I sit down to do something, I'm kind of like, there's other stuff I'd rather be doing. Is that a soul you found? By the Fury, it is. And look, a pair of gallant cuisses. But why? Why do I feel like I'm being led by the nose? First a journal, now this missive. There's so much I want to ask. So much I should have asked when he was still alive. Where's he? Maybe back at Falcon's Nest? Constant? He's not where he usually is. Has Thousand Eyes seen him? He's not here. Unless... Sultansworn's grave. No harm in checking. Yeah, my recent fixations have been kind of on EDF and just blowing up bugs. It's just oddly satisfying. Constant? Are you okay? To be honest, I never really understood why you accepted me as your pupil. What made you change your mind? What did you see in me? And what would you have me do now that you're gone? So it is true then. Oh no, I thought that was Papashan showing up. Jenlyns. Papashan could not conceal the truth from me forever. He told me of Sultansworn's claims, and your search. I could not believe it. I would not believe it. Yet now... Constant, this is... my soul crystal. This is... new. Jenlyns? Has this happened before? I've used my fair share of soul crystals, and I've never seen that before. What sorcery is this? I wish I knew. Wait. Wait, I could have sworn we were being watched. Maybe we should leave. He was watching you, boy. You and the soul you bear. Could he have been a minion of Death's Embrace, spying on Sulkzagl's pupil? Perhaps they hoped Sulkzagl's quest would end with his death, that none would attempt to reclaim Oathkeeper in his stead. They fought us broken when our brothers betrayed us, when they robbed us of the sword and delivered it into their keeping. But we did not give in to despair, nor will we do so now. Oathkeeper will be ours again, I swear it. And I must return to Ul'dah for now. And the way our souls resonated was unlike anything I've ever seen before, and I would know what it portends. Pray continue to look after the boy, Sorin. Of course. Constant? You okay? What do you want from me? Nope. The soul of Paladin's past grants you favor. Divine Veil. Constant? I'm beginning to think I've been going about this the wrong way, Sorin. I've been trying to determine the whereabouts of Oathkeeper by retracing Sulkzagl's steps, but honestly, how he came to pursue and die at the hands of Death's Embrace isn't nearly as important as the simple fact that he did. Death's Embrace has the sword. It's the only logical conclusion. So if we find them, we find Oathkeeper. And even if I'm mistaken, we'd be doing the world a favor by bringing them to justice. I wouldn't presume to speak for Sulkzagl, but I'd like to think that he'd agree. Don't you? I don't think you're wrong. Yes, well, I suppose if we're going to find him, we had best start asking around. Though there is one thing which still troubles me. I think I need to speak with 100 Eyes. Not going to share? I guess I'll see him back at Falcon's Nest. All the deep eyes. Nope, and I've got the hiccups again. Lovely. A moment of your time, if it please. For you, Constant? Sure. It's about Sulkzagl. You never told me, but how exactly did he die? You want me to paint you a bloody picture? He was murdered. I found him, and I buried him. That's all you need to know. It's just that the other day I could have sworn that I... Forgive me, I don't know what I was thinking. Don't let me keep you from your labors. Constant is... something... Okay. Let us resume our hunt for Death's Embrace. Right. Has he picked up on something I'm missing? Suppose Guard would know best. Death's Embrace. Those bandits who used to raid caravans bound for Tailfiver. No one's seen neither hide nor hair of them recently. Why do you ask? Ul'dah, eh? Maybe they ran back to warmer climes. Never understood Sovereigns myself. Queer folk. Prone to inexplicable and irrational behavior. Like those buffoons who attempted to seize the Protector of all things. The Protect? That's the huge airship at Camp Cloudtop, right? Yeah, apparently they snuck aboard some of the airships ferrying supplies to Camp Cloudtop. And of course, the knights drove them off. Last I heard, they had fled into the wild, screaming, "Falls balls this and swiving horsons that." Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Sorin? Admittedly, we've no reason to believe these men are the ones we seek, but we've been blessed with serendipity before. There's no harm in investigating, at least. And at the very least, anyone who would attempt to steal the Protector's probably going to try and cause problems. Well, it's definitely still here, so it hasn't been stolen. The old Hans who tried to seize the Protector. Aye, I remembered him. Baffling, really. Signed their own death warrants with their ill-conceived attack. You can be sure that House Halionarte won't allow them to leave these isles alive. Do you happen to have any idea where they might be? Death's Embrace, eh? I suppose it's possible they're the bandits you seek. You're welcome to help us hunt them down if you like. The boy too, yes. He can join my unit. Given your reputation, I think you're better suited to the van. I won't let you down. We gather at the Rose House. Come, let us delay no further. I'll see you there. I suppose around Ishgard there's still plenty of places my reputation will get me places. At least I can rest easy knowing Constance got backup. He's got skill, but I'm not sure he's ready to take on Death's Embrace alone. Glad to have you with us, Master Sherwood. Would that we could speak at length, but the old Hans are aware of our plot. They've already fled to the east. Remember that these are desperate, dangerous men. Advance with caution, and wait for reinforcements if necessary. With me! Right. Guess I follow along and provide support where it's needed. Hey, just because you ended the Dragonsong War doesn't mean you're above the rules. Is everything alright? Forgive me, Master Sherwood, but we can go no further. That's okay, you've done enough. I can deal with the leftovers. Didn't see Constant in that group. Did he make it further along? No sign of anyone. Did they... Wait a moment. Constant? Be careful, Sorin. He's bound a void sent to his will. Wouldn't be the first time. Can deal with this. Was that all of them? Well fought, Master Sherwood. Their leader was surely the toughest of the lot. Lady Laniette will be pleased to learn of our success. I shall inform her at once. What have you got there? Oh. That guy dropped it. It's not Oathkeeper, but... Gallant gauntlets! Why would a member of Death's Embrace be carrying these? don't think it's possible that he's the one who... There's no way he could have possibly planned this. It's too elaborate, impossible, but whatever explanation could there be? We should return to Falcon's Nest. You think Sultansworn planned for him to... I suppose that was one of my trials, was to find all the parts of the armor. It's got a point though that it's a very convoluted way of going around things. Before we cornered the leader, we came across their camp. It was plain to see that they had fallen on hard times, hence why they resorted to common banditry to survive. But isn't it strange when you think about it? I mean, if they had Oathkeeper, why not simply sell it? Surely someone would have been willing to pay for it. I'm beginning to wonder if Sultansworn succeeded in reclaiming the sword. Or if Death's Embrace ever had it at all. You have a point there. And by the Fury, what to make of these pieces of armor? Did you get them fitted already, or... Just as I suspected. It fits perfectly. Whatever remnants of Death's Embrace there may be will stay in hiding for some time, I should think. But should they dare to reveal themselves, we will finish what we started, as Sultansworn intended. Oh. Constance resolve. Oh, there's my self-heal. Terrible news, Sorin. 100 Eyes has been gravely wounded. There were wolves and he fought them off as best as he could, but by the time the sentries came to his aid... I went to see him earlier, but he turned me away and bid me fetch you. For the life of me, I cannot imagine why. Right, well... We should get there, right? Is he okay? I will do what I can to ease his suffering. Wolves. Swiving wolves. I reckon I've earned it. So, time to settle one last account. Go to Sultansworn's grave. Dig it up. Take what you find and give it to the boy. Won't make up for what I did to my sworn brothers, but perhaps it'll go a ways towards redressing the balance. Of course, what we've done to the boy ain't hardly defensible. No matter what he says. What does... Wait. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding. But... redressing the balance? What they did to the boy? What they did to Constant? What's going on here? There's no body. Several fulms beneath the cold, hard earth, you find not a coffin, but a small chest containing a gallant surcoat. This is... What have you done? Constant? Here. But how can this be? Why would 100 Eyes lie to us? That bastard! I will have answers from him. From them both. Come, we're going back to Falcon's Nest. Sultansworn's not dead. Why the need to fake it? Papa-shan? We're too late. Jenlyns and I had grown worried that it has come to this. I'm sorry. There was nothing more to be done. God's damn it all! We must have words, Constant. I go to Landsgate. Look for me there. Landsgate, that's... What was it all for? What is going on? Was Thousand Eyes a member of Death's Embrace? He's definitely not from Ishgard, so... Talking about what he did to the boy's family... Hopefully Papa-shan has answers. Always such a long distance to get to anywhere in the Western Highlands. Would be nice if they didn't if they had some other Aetheryte somewhere else around here. Here we are. Papa-shan, what's all this about? My comrade wishes to explain himself. Your comrade? Wait. Why the lie, Sultansworn? Was this all just some game to you? I had my reasons, as you will soon learn. It's a rather odd way of apologizing, Sultansworn. I suggest you try again. I am sorry for deceiving you, Constant. Faking your death, constructing an elaborate scenario for me to find your armor. To be honest, I'm as astonished as I am offended. How could you have possibly orchestrated everything so perfectly? It doesn't matter how I did it. What matters is why I did it. Oathkeeper is but a sword, Constant. True oaths are not forged in steel. They are sworn in the heart. To merely reclaim the sword will not suffice. It must be won by a worthy paladin. Only then will it, and our order, be restored to its former glory. I don't understand. Why not simply teach me the ways, as you said you would? A sultan may move a man, a master may instruct his pupil, but only when that pupil moves himself can he become a paladin. That said, I did not account for Sorin's intervention. Master Papa-shan, as we discussed. Very well. Your soul. This is the same thing that happened between me and Jenlyns. No one expects a Spanish Inquisition. Have we learned what... This is... What is this? They're even different to last time. Constant? Sultansworn? Anyone know what's happening? The souls we paladins wield are embodiments of our will. In keeping to our oaths, they grow stronger, more dominant. In the presence of a particularly pure soul, others may be compelled to yield. But when two souls cannot reconcile, when one cannot establish dominance, it can spell disaster. That seems awfully inconvenient. Oh, you have no idea. As the discordance between two souls grows, the ether builds, and the souls grow unstable. Aye, their souls look as though they were fit to burst with ether. Wait, you don't mean to say that their souls will be destroyed, do you? By the Fury, how do we stop it? You fight. Your souls demand it. You two cannot coexist as you are. One must rise above. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We are paladins, defenders of the weak and needy. What madness is this that we must face each other in battle? But if there is truly no other way, I will not renounce my oaths. I will become the paladin I was destined to be. And if that means that we must fight, then so be it. If we must. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the... I don't quite get what's going on here. Okay, no. I have to give Constance some credit and put it up to normal form. If he's supposed to be somewhat of an equal to Sorin. Come, brother. Alright. No holding back. Well, just enough to not kill anyone. Of course. I knew it wouldn't be easy. I guess buffing it up to normal didn't do too much. Am I truly so weak? I don't think it's that you're weak, Constant. I have a lot of combat experience. You just logged into your VR, Alden, not really fit. Yeah, fixing hotbars for other characters can be painful. No, Constant. Nothing could be further from the truth. You fought with honor and purpose. Do not be ashamed. Sultansworn. Impressive. Truly impressive. Intrigue and deception to put Lord Lorito to shame. Tell him the truth, Sultansworn. The whole truth. Figured it out, have you? Do you still have the soul I left for you at the 100 Throws? What? Oh, yes, here. This soul once belonged to the first captain of the Sultansworn, the first paladin who wielded Oathkeeper. Once it shone with a resplendent light, as did Oathkeeper. But now both have lost their luster. Sultansworn. I have the sword, and everything I have done, that I have made you all do, has been for the sole purpose of making it shine once more. Of course, it's so simple. Wait, no it's not. It's needlessly complicated. One of your soul, the one you gave to Sorin when first you met. I yet have it, Sultansworn. Take it and restore Oathkeeper's light with your own. Once a man has left the Sultansworn, he cannot return. My soul will no longer suffice. All I can do is show another the way, and ask that he do the same for his brothers and sisters. But he does not yet stand above all others. Not until he has bested me. Draw your sword, Sorin. The time has come. Right. I won't say I understand, but... Okay, this one I do remember takes a little bit more effort than Constant. No dodging. Unbreakable. Oh yeah, you have your invulnerability. What if I... Never mind, you don't get your invulnerability. Sultansworn, you're... At long last, a paladin who can make it shine again. That's... This is good, right? Oathkeeper. Behold Oathkeeper, bestowed upon the first captain of the Sultansworn, stolen under my watch by the minions of the monetarists. For years I sought to reclaim it, to redeem myself for my failure. A paladin swears allegiance to the Sultanate. A paladin shall be the sword and shield of the Sultanate. A paladin defends the people of the realm. 30 years I aspired to those ideals. 30 years I tried to live up to the example set by our founder. So revered that his very soul crystal would be set in Oathkeeper's pommel. For those legendary captains of Eld, the sword would shimmer with such brilliance that night would be as day. Yet for the 30 years I wore it, it shined for me but once. That was before it was taken from me. Before I forswore my oath so I could reclaim it. Sorin, through all your trials and tribulations, you have remained true to yourself and to Eorzea. You continue to be an inspiration to us all. Come, take up Oathkeeper. Raise it aloft and let it shine forth as a beacon unto all. Right. It's... not... Oh. I thought for a moment I couldn't remember if it was... Well... I have the sword, but I'm not the captain. This is yours, Jenlyns. You were always my first choice, Sorin. Constant was incentive, motivation. Though, in the end, he proved himself to be so much more. You're a right bastard, you know that? Doing all this just to make a bloody sword shine. I praise Haloni that I found a proper mentor in Sorin. Well, I may not be the chosen one, but I'm still a free paladin. That is the path I have chosen for myself, and on it I will stay. Well said. It would not do for you to be so easily discouraged. Jenlyns, I leave matters here in your capable hands. Excuse me. You've done it again, Sorin. Oathkeeper may not shine for me as it did for you, but perhaps, in time, it will. But even should it not, I will not lose heart. For a paladin's virtue is not in the radiance of his blade, but in the righteousness of his actions. By what we decide to do every day, we will be good men. Or not. Sultansworn, Oathkeeper has returned to the Sultansworn. Will you not return to us as well? As a friend and an ally, perhaps, but not as a brother. Some bonds, once broken, cannot be mended. I thank you, Sorin, for all you have done. I don't quite know what all I did, but glad I could be of help. How strange that we must turn to a free paladin rather than one of our own to show us the way. Yes, yet I suppose it is not the first time, is it? It would seem that some questions weren't meant to be answered, and we must simply deal with it. If you still mean to ask how I planned it all, don't. You wouldn't believe me anyway. Okay, the game actually acknowledging that it doesn't make sense. Yeah, just telling you straight up, deal with it. So, that's it then. You're leaving. Uldar beckons, and besides, I've nothing left to teach you. Then, I wish you well on your journey, and pray that you find happiness there. I'm coming back, you know. There's an awful lot of work to be done in Falcon's Nest. I did make a promise to 100 Eyes. Oh, then I shall see you when you return. We should head back too, Sorin. Right. Well. I still can't pretend I understand exactly what all that was about, but all's well that ends well? What was the... I'm trying to remember what the skill you get at... Oh yeah, it's the... yeah, upgrade, Royal Authority upgrade, isn't it? I'm still not quite sure what it was all for, but it seems to have ended well enough. I suppose you ought to get back to your grand adventures, and meet my Paladin, or whatever it is you call it. Right then. It's been a pleasure, Sorin. Oh, but I warn you, the next time we cross blades, I mean to win. Fare thee well. You look after yourself, Constant. And there we go. Okay, yeah. It's going through the heavens. I kind of went through it relatively recently when I was leveling Paladin. But I was skipping the cutscenes and dialogue and just doing it for the sake of having the skills so that people weren't getting mad at me in dungeons. But yeah, going through it again, yeah, I can understand again why you weren't fond of it, Mooney. It is a bit. Yeah, you don't quite know what exactly it was all about. But anyway, that's me finished. Yeah, I do have time left, but I kind of want to finish up a little early today. Got a little view there. I had to take care of moving some boxes in the garage. Fair enough, Mooney. You just missed me. Kind of, yeah. You're right that the Heavensward Paladin quests aren't. They're not exactly the best job quests that Final Fantasy XIV has. But that's all that done, and we're nearly finished. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I remember it being not the best, but I kind of forgot that it was very. You don't quite know what was it all about. It does feel like they could have told the same story in a better way. I feel if they'd been more like upfront about it from the beginning, rather than, yeah, when our minds conveniently forget. Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be it for until Monday now. Yeah, next week's schedule is going to be different. I won't have. There won't be a stream on Wednesday or Thursday. Oh. Yeah, yeah, it'll probably not be Wednesday and Thursday, but I'm going to cut out 2 days that I stream. And instead try and the nights I do stream, I'm going to stream for a bit longer. I enjoy streaming, but it's sometimes nice to leave myself with a free evening to do something else. But yeah, so Monday's probably going to be back to Persona 3, where we're approaching the next full moon, so I'm quite interested to see how that goes. Because yeah, things have been. Yeah, last time we just did the what was it called? Yeah, the the holiday in Kyoto, the class trip. But yeah, that's all going to be starting Monday, and then we've got more Final Fantasy XIV of Sorin's Journey. But until then, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until the next time I see you, hope you have a good evening, have a good night, and until the next time I see you, goodbye.